Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumu and it's great to be on the show. Well, one of the nice privileges you get presenting a show about books is you get quite a lot of authors, new authors who send you copies of their books and they want you to look at the books and share your opinion or, have it aired on TV or just generally, they just love you to just read their books. And for me, that is one of the very, very wonderful privileges of this job. And so a copy of Ayokunle Adeniji's book was sent to me recently. Build It. Wow, I said, wow. It's how the world's most inspiring companies started. That's what this book is about. Tesla, Canva, Paystack, TikTok, WhatsApp, Dell, Innoson, Zoom, Health Plus, both local and international businesses, how they all started. Very short summaries of each company, Walmart, and the rest, big, Netflix, Rough and Tumble, Bolt. I like Interswitch. I like the way he moves from the international brands to the local brands and talks briefly about how each one of them started. So if you are a young entrepreneur or if you are thinking about dabbling into entrepreneurship, this is one of the books you need to read and get inspired. I mean, you can create a great brand. You can. When you read a book like this, you say to yourself, I can. Well, we hope to have Ayokunle with us one day to discuss his book, Build It. And a nice cover, isn't it? Well, from entrepreneurship to finance, haven't you had enough of politics? As important as politics is, as much as it dictates our lives, we cannot take politics on seriously. Politics is just too serious not to take seriously. Well, but you get tired of it at times. Politics, especially Nigerian politics, that can be so emotionally draining because we all want a great country, don't we? Well, the world is not all about politics, is it? We've got so many other aspects of our lives. We've got our families, we've got our health, we've got our businesses, we've got education, we've got fitness and all that. And then, of course, we've got the all-important matter of money. Well, have you ever been in a place where you feel stuck, you feel financially poor, you feel frustrated, you feel you don't have enough money, to pay your bills and to live your dreams? And, well, most people have been there before. There is this book titled, Will You Ever Be Rich? Make no mistake about it, this is not one of those self-help books that just tell you things you want to hear. Well, it's a story of a young man in that exact position of being financially frustrated, and feeling like he's just not living his life. He's just not living his dreams. And then he eventually found a mentor who helped him with the ideas and the philosophies and the principles that got him out of that financial rut. Well, as the mentor taught this young man, you, the reader, will learn from the mentor. That's what this book is all about. Will You Ever Be Rich? Best Kept Secrets of the World's Richest People. Written by a fascinating author. Imagine a young man serving in the U.S. military, U.S. Navy, to be specific. He's an entrepreneur, he's a writer, and he serves in the United States Navy, one of the world's mightiest, greatest, naval forces. And he is just very prolific in terms of the things he gets involved in. His life is very rich. It's real estate and finance and the U.S. military and writing and all that. Fascinating man. Well, I will allow you to get to meet with him and then enjoy the conversation we had with him some time ago via Zoom. It was such an exciting time. Enjoy this.
Victor Lofinmakin is a lieutenant commander in the United States Navy Reserves. He is also a realtor and an author. Lofinmakin holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Biology, Pre-Medicine from the University of Houston, and a Project Management certificate from Stanford University, has several military education certifications and qualifications. Lofinmakin is the president of Fairdale Realty, Gazette Mortgage, Freedom Capital Group, Academy Property Management, and Easy Continuing Education. He is the author of Success Made Simple, Finding Happiness is Your Purpose, and Will You Ever Be Rich? Lofinmakin joins Channels Book Club to discuss his book, Will You Ever Be Rich?
Victor, thank you for joining us on Channels Book Club.
Hello, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Great. You are in Houston right now, a number of hours behind us here in Lagos. How is Houston?
It's amazing, fantastic. Houston is great. The weather is great. It's very accommodating. We have the biggest number of Nigerians in America in Houston, Texas. So it's really growing. The economy is fantastic. It's a very accommodating place. Glad to be here.
Fabulous, fantastic. Great to have you here. And well done. Will You Ever Be Rich? What a title. It's a title that grips, that gets you thinking. I'm sure that was deliberate, right?
Absolutely. The format of a question, asking that question was deliberate. And it's something that almost everyone I've pondered with. Just thought about, will I ever be rich? And it's a story of it's my story, it's your story, it's everyone's story. I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to actually write the book and put it out there.
Fantastic, brilliant. Well, before we dig into this book, you've got an interesting story, Victor. You've lived in Houston for over 2 decades, I guess, at least as your base. And you've served in the U.S. military, and you've gone all over the world serving in the U.S. military. And then here you are today, invested in business and entrepreneurship and authorship now, writing a book for the rest of us to learn from. What a journey it has been. Tell me a bit about that.
It's been incredible. It's been incredible. Most of the time when I look back, I just kind of get emotional about how lucky and blessed I've been. Just a simple butterfly effect. Anything that's gone differently in my life, and it would have turned out this way. So it's been impressive. It's been just incredible. And that's part of the reason why I had to write the book. Right? I'm a big part of paying it forward. I've been so blessed with so many mentors, so many people that just kind of guided me along the way. Even joining the Navy, serving in Japan, Qatar, Afghanistan, Iraq, just name it. All over the world. In Europe, I've been in Europe, in Africa, everywhere. And just to have an incredible life, right? Incredible family, incredible kids. It's been amazing. And having the opportunity also to write it, to pass it forward by writing a book. What I've learned in the military, I've brought it to business. And I've been in business for about a decade now, on my 10th year in business. And just taking all those tools, all those skills, all those lessons, all those guidance from all the generals that I've served with, admins that I've served with, and take it to the business. And to prepare my business has been just amazing. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Wow. I was going to ask you that question about the things you've learned and the experiences you've had in the military, how they apply in business and so on. But I'll come back to that. With your experiences, you could have written a number of topics. My life in the military, warfare tactics. You could have written anything. You could have written travelogue, my experiences traveling all over the world. Why did you choose to write Will You Ever Be Rich?
Rich. I'm writing this down, by the way. It's all the titles you're just naming. I'm writing it down. So when when I write those books, don't come for royalties.
Okay, send me royalties on them. I definitely do that.
Well, this is my third book, right? The first book is called Success Made Simple. That's been a bestseller as well. The second book is called Finding Happiness is Your Only Purpose. And then the third book is Will You Ever Be Rich? And the reason why, so the reason why I started writing in the first place was when I started business, I started writing a weekly article and I'll share with my audience. And they started to say, hey, Victor, you do have pretty good content. You think about turning this into a book. So I wrote the first book, Success Made Simple. And that was very good. I did a book launch in Lagos, a pretty big one in 2016. It was great. And then fast forward, it's always been nagging on me that, we all have incredible talent, right? We have great skill. We all have these dreams when we're growing up. I want to do this, I want to do that. And then as we just get older, you just start doing it like, listen, I'm 20 now, I'm 30 now, I'm 40 now, I'm 50 now, and I'm still hustling. Will this ever happen for me, right? Will I ever be rich? What does rich mean? Like, how do you know if you're rich? How do you define rich? Is it contentment? What is it, right? So we kind of go over that in the book, right? And the first time we wrote this book, I think within the first week or 2 weeks, it hit number 8 on Amazon bestseller list. From the very first person that sent me the review, it's been amazing, and everyone that's read it has just given it, raving reviews on just how incredible it is, how it's impacted. I mean, I've had people that have gone to Harvard Business School and MIT say, hey, Victor, I wish I just read your book instead of going to Harvard Business School. I'd have turned out better in life. So it's been, and it just kind of dug into, just kind of speaks to us, to everyone. I mean, I have kids as young as 13 years old reading this book, say, Mr. Victor, I'm going to change the way I approach things now. And it's a real eye-opener. Quite frankly, now, this book is written from the American point of view. And a lot of people in the world think everyone in America is rich. But according to the book, only 0.6% of the people in America fall in that category of being rich, which is 99.4%. 99.4% of people will never be rich in America, right? So think about that, right? If 99.4% of people in America will never be rich, what does that say to the rest of the world? Right, the book kind of breaks it down on what you need to do, what steps you need to take to rectify that ailment.
Wow, Victor. This I can guarantee you and viewers out there, we are bringing you here to talk about the details of this book because, Victor, you've written a good book. Though you've written it within the American context, I learned so much from it, and I believe anybody anywhere in the world, the principles are the same. I mean, the basic principles are the same. We will dig into the details of this book for sure. You owe us that, and we'll make that happen. But I wanted this to just be a general introduction because you've written a good book, and I wanted viewers to be familiar with what you've done and with you, and to just get a taste, a teaser. Ahead of the actual discussion where we dig into the details. But in the light of that, what will readers find in this book? Will you ever be rich? When somebody picks up this book, what is he or she going to find in here?
Absolutely. So what I'm telling you that, I'm glad you said, even though I wrote from an American context, so when we did the Nigerian book launch, the book reviewer, when we first asked him to be the book reviewer, said, hey, Victor, I'm too old. I'm not interested in this. This is not what I want to do anymore. And then once the person picked up the book and started reading, he said, Victor, I'm honored to be the chief reviewer. I'm honored to review this book for you because this book, even though it's my American context, applies to everyone in the world, especially to Nigerians, and especially to Nigeria, the country of Nigeria as well, because it talks about also not just being rich individually, but being rich as a country. What will people find in the book? The book kind of starts about it's like a story of a young man, about 28 years old, and just kind of thinking like, what's going on, right? I have all these talents. I've been blessed. I have this self-esteem. I'm married, but something just does not seem right. I'm not living the life that I want to live, like we all feel. And it kind of goes into now he decided to go be with a mentor that kind of guided him through the steps of being rich. And funny enough, that coincided with my first book. I talk about the 3 Ds of life. So we are all in one of the 3 phases of life. There are 3 Ds. The first phase is drifting. We're just kind of drifting all over the place. We have no direction. Year in, year out, we have goals, but we're not accomplishing them. Just not moving forward. So we're drifting. And there's driven. Driven is when now you have goals. You're using your calendar. You're making stride. You're making headway, but it's difficult. You're working out. You're burning yourself to the ground. And then there's directed. Directed is when someone is coaching you along, guiding you along, step by step, kind of pulling you and showing you the way. Someone that's been there before, showing the way of how to do things. And it's funny because in this new book, Will You Ever Be Rich? The young guy that wanted to be rich had a mentor that was kind of showing him the steps of being rich. And, quite frankly, I'll tell you, if Bill Gates took me and you in his arms, okay, let me show you how to build a software company, we're going to be successful unless we don't want to. If Elon Musk say, let me teach you how to build an EV company and go public, we're going to be successful, right? So that's where the path of directed is where we want to be. So in this book, the mentor showed the mentee how to go step by step. Okay, the first thing is you need to know where you are before you know where you're going, right? Yeah. So what's your net worth? What's your number? Is the first step, right? And then just kind of go step by step on what you need to do day in, day out to accomplish becoming rich.
Victor, thank you. That's exactly what our viewers need there. That's just enough teaser. It is exciting. I mean, when it comes to the actual tips, knowing your numbers, what's your net worth, and so on, I mean, it's just mind-blowing there. I read it and I said to myself, Kunle, wake up. Wake up. So well done. Thank you. And I look forward to having you with us when we actually dig into those step-by-step details in your book. Meanwhile, Will You Ever Be Rich? I'm sure viewers will get this and start reading before we get you in here to have an actual conversation. Thank you very much for joining us on Channel's Book Club. It's been nice speaking with you, Victor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you can get the book at Roving Heights in Lagos, Nigeria, or Abuja.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Up next, recently, Professor Samuel Adebonojo, a foremost cardiothoracic surgeon, released his autobiography. This gentleman is accomplished and very successful in his field, and a lot of people had been waiting for his story. It finally came out in this fascinating autobiography. We were at the book launch. Enjoy this.
Families, friends, royalties, and professionals are here to celebrate an internationally acclaimed cardiothoracic surgeon, Professor Adebonojo. The 87-year-old surgeon shares the story of how his nature and faith have impacted his professional life in his autobiography titled Precious Hearts in My Hands. The author, while sharing his childhood story, narrates how he first bagged a degree in chemistry from Howard University before he finally opted to study medicine at the University of Pennsylvania Medical School, Philadelphia, in the USA. Professor Adebonojo's cousin, Otumba Michael Balogun, the founder of First City Monument Bank PLC, who doubles as the chairman of the occasion, shares his thoughts about the author.
Tola appreciates relationships. He will sacrifice anything to make you feel proud that you have someone related to you. He is a cousin I would like to have any time if I return to this world. By nature, he is good, and can be very caring.
A mentee of the author, Akin Kpukpola, reviews the 17-chapter book, which Professor Adebonojo has dedicated to his late wife, Maureen Adebonojo.
This is what the book looked like. It's a very, very beautiful book. Baba wrote about God's grace, forgiveness, notwithstanding multitude of errors and transgressions to so many people, including his family, his friends, colleagues, students over the years. Professor Adebonojo hopes that his autobiography is an opportunity to search for atonement. That is how he started this book.
I tell you, the traffic situation in Lagos is crazy.
The author, who led a team of surgeons who performed the first indigenous successful open-heart surgery in Nigeria on September 18, 1979 at UCH Ibadan, explains that the new book is not comprehensive enough in telling his life story.
If this book is going to be comprehensive, it will be in 4 chapters. In 4 volumes. 4 volumes. WACS is my DNA. And I spent all my life with the West African College of Surgeons. But on an occasion like this, we must all praise God. We must all thank God for His glory, for His salvation. And I thank God that the Lord God has made me finish this book. That in itself is enough to, in 1 year, to praise God.
Also present are students and ex-students from the author's alma mater, CMS Grammar School. Professor Adebonojo, who began his medical career in the US, has also practiced in Nigeria. He was one of the surgeons who operated on the former President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, when he was shot.
The biggest literature prize in Africa is undoubtedly the Nigeria Prize for Literature, sponsored by NLNG. Writers across the country are always excited to be involved in this big prize. Well, for 2023, entries are being submitted and the days are few. If you are out there, you are a writer and you want to be involved for this year, well, every writer wants to be involved in the Nigeria Prize for Literature. This year, though, it's all about drama. So if you've written something exciting, something that you believe can win the big prize, it's time for you to get busy and send that entry in quickly. Here's a short clip to get you informed on the Nigeria Prize for Literature 2023, sponsored by NLNG.
William Shakespeare said, "Be great in act as you have been in thought." This lends credence to the saying that literature is a slice of life. Drama enhances individual and group communication skills.
The yearly Nigeria Prize for Literature, sponsored by Nigeria LNG, rotates among 4 genres: fiction, poetry, drama, and children's literature. This year, the genre in focus is drama.
The winning entry will receive $100,000 US prize. The award is open to all Nigerian writers, irrespective of their residence. The call for entries will close on the 31st of March 2023. A writer can only enter 1 published work. Unpublished works will not be considered.
All entry requirements and submission procedures are available on the prize's website, www.thenigeriaprizes.org. Remember, entries close on the 31st of March 2023. We look forward to receiving yours.
This is where we have to end the show today. As always, we're delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.